Right over here, dude. Yeah. Oh, Ash got me. Whoop someone's ass. We're trying to keep you up. We're trying to keep you. Yeah. You got 2 healers on you. They were coming hot because we fucked them up pretty good that last fight. They got trounced pretty good. So I know they're gonna just come in hot. That's the nature of conflict escalation. I'm just gonna aggravate. Shield up if you can. That Sim's gonna kill us all killed. I got killed by the brig. guys. I'm already in there. We should do this. I'm gonna get you there. I died. I hit you some heal before I went down. Shut up, right? So you should all spam when she needs healing. She needs to fucking soak bullets with her fucking bubble. No, dude, there's no way. Go a different way. Go a different way. Don't get shot. Whoop his ass, go get the rest. Whoop his ass. Let's get the rest. Trees over here. Got him. I'm trying to get you up, but I don't know if I can keep you because my heals over time. Watch out for Bob, dude. Don't let Ash get no flanks like she's trying. Ash is down. Wow, don't you gonna, yeah.
Oh, I'm going.
Fuck him up. Yeah, you're like, you got heals right there, come up his ass. That's weird of here. I'm gonna kill those guys. I fucked up. Spam the heals when we're ready. Oh god. Good shit. bitches do what they want. Okay. Well, you don't ever want to be that far up. Usually, as a shield, you want to be like the choke point. That's like for this map, you want to be around here somewhere. Yeah, because you want room to readjust. You want room to see where they can come from you from the right and how they can sneak around. Your DPSs can press, but you're actually, if you want to think of where you help them, you're a safety line that they can fall back to. I'm putting my shit down and recharge. There's a bunch of little speedy guys in there, Tracer and a Genji. We'll pull a barrier down on the charge. Like, yeah, there you go. Good shit, we caught some resolve. Ah, he killed me. Ooh, shit, that was nice. That is play of the game, yeah. It was Tracer Bomb, it wasn't even Genji. Recover. I've been trying to learn Sigma. I've been trying to learn a bunch of different characters. I've been trying to learn like some of the more solid ones. Not even more solid ones. I've been just trying to learn what tickles my fancy. I know Sigma's high tank is a high tier tank, and I've never really sat down and buckled down with it. What's up?
Is there anything in particular that you're trying to work on?
No, because I don't know anything with him. I just need to fundamentally learn. If anything, I think in particular, I'm worried about the range of his primary attack and messing with the bank shots.
Does his orb drop?
It ricochets, it bounces, see? If like in front of you, it can hurt you too. Yeah, but because of I don't know, I feel like it could do some things with it. Oh shit, I'm gonna get fucked. Oh no. What did you say?
You said his orb can hurt teammates.
Oh, can hurt himself. You can't hurt your teammates. They're not gonna let you. They're not gonna let you give you anything that can hurt your teammates because then throwers will use that to attack their allies. There will never be something that can damage your teammates directly. And that's because of throwers.
What is that for throwers?
There's people who throw. They purposely lose. There's a thing to it.
Oh. Sorry,
especially in ranked.
Like,
no, people who throw matches.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who would make troll videos back in the day. YouTube and a lot of places busted down on them, but you can still find quite a few on YouTube. But like, there's troll videos of like where people would like go in the voice chats of comps in different games and throw and shit talk, yeah, and get everyone salty, and then from there It would just be that. There'd be like nothing else to it. And so because of shit like that, there'll always be other shit to regulate, kind of. Oh man, my thing stuff. Someone's watching the show. Like, alright. Hey, what's up, whoever's tuning in? Alright, there we go.
Well, that's the skin for Mercy. I'll probably see it. Whoever this person is.
Okay. It's Dorian. What's up, dude? Let's see. Finally got me. I was fucking around too much. Right. Ah, shit. I was checking my messages at the same time I was gonna take a drink of my vodka. My vodka from soda. Period. Come back over here, Tracer. Let me heal you. Let me touch your butt. There you go. There he goes. Alright. Let's not walk into those bombs, Pat. Let's come back. They gotta press the line, put your shield down, and come on back to objective. Let your shield heal, because I can tell it's cracked and shit like that. And, we got the resource now. Oh, I died. You can put it up now, but your shield putting it down, you're saving us for later. Sometimes they'll show you around heals. You let some damage get splashed.
Don't let him just chip away at it.
Yeah, sometimes you let some damage get splashed because you want to charge your shield for more important clinches. Especially when you got two healers with you. Because you do heavy damage. You do a lot of damage with your mallet. Your flame strike charges your ultimate the fastest. So if you want to know what charges your ultimate, it's landing those flame strikes. I teabagged that Zara. I'm gonna die when I come out of that. Oh shit, guys, I'm at 1 hit point. Thank you. Fuck. Alright. I ran, I rack, I throw an oil. I'm trying to get a juice. I'm hitting you, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna die to Bob, guys, because I don't think I can get the cover I need. I'm burned to death. I'm burned to death. I had some good shit going there, though. I think you guys have enough to take it. She got me back. Like I said, you guys have enough to take it. Oh shit, I don't have enough to take that, though. There we go. The Junkrat's dumbass, I think he's going up top. No, he is a teal over here. Ah, shit, I lost the point. I had to run back. Pat, you're not going to win that way, you're going to just die. think your heart was in the right place. Oh shit, you're still alive. You're still alive. Prove me wrong. We got heals on you. We got heals on you. There you go, dude. I'm getting damage.
Damn. As soon as I got revived,
I think we're good on this round because we're staggered. Fuck yeah, that was some intense shit. That was good. Ready to be a move? We got there. Not too far over too, I'll get him back. We shouldn't be pressing all the way over there. I'll come back by you, I can top your life off, there you go. There's all types of shit going on over there. I'm gonna get shot in the head eventually. By this Ashen, yeah. We need to kill that Ash. I need to kill that Ash. Alright. We got this right. I'm gonna keep out the shit out of her. He's so teabagged, that little guy. Good shit, it feels good. I've been really practice my main more. Wait, you see how many kills I had?
Whoa!
No,
something
Sarah's
like
jam
this.
fan. 70% kill participation with Moira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So baby.
throwing the orbs everywhere.
Moira's my main. There were a few games last night that I felt that we could have won had I been on Moira, but I didn't want to say nothing because we're all having fun, and I feel that in being the better player, I should play the off character. You know what I mean? But there were a few games where one was Moira, and I was like, man, if I were Moira right now, I think I could flip this.
I see. Yeah.
What am I healing again? Okay. Okay.
You're watching.
Yeah. Well, or you're playing side by side. Moira's my main though. Like I said I'm almost hit the 300 hour marker on her. That I played her 300, just her, 300 hours. Let me see. I should have enough time right now to see career profile. Career profile. All modes. Yeah, I have 285 hours on Moira. One of the games we were losing, I was Sigma last night, and I switched to Orisa. I didn't say nothing, I didn't bring her on, but that's when we switched over and we just started stomping through the other 2 rounds. And it's because I have 115 hours on Orisa. I don't play her like I used to. I play Ryan more because he's better on the meta. This is a game I'll play to the meta because it's a team game. Like, fight games are a little different. Oh shit!
Yeah, do it.
We got their healers capped. So if you guys come on over out this way, I'll heal you, Pat. There you go. There we go. They're all kind of capped, staggered. Oh no, this guy's here, but... I'm gonna be really sad when quarantine ends, dude. This has been the greatest shit ever.
Oh, I got stunned.
I avenged you guys. Here, trying to do weird shit, go like this. Follow me this way, this way, this way, this way. Yeah. Don't go the way they think you're gonna go, Lou. Go, yeah, no, don't. That's like the art of war shit. Follow the way this way. Now then. We got Soldier, we got Ash. Look, we're pushing. That's why sometimes I'm like, guys, why is everybody running the same direct path? I'm gonna try to heal you. I'm gonna try. I couldn't. They got us too. They got us too. But still, much more effective than just running down the middle, you know? Shut up, Widow. You're not allowed to ask for healing. Look, just going that way alone. I'm gonna I'm trying again. Throw your shield up, protect yourself from bullets for a sec. I don't think there's any. Oh, you got it, Pat. You're doing what you do.
Oh, you just got it there. Okay. I was trying to...
That's cool. We got to the next point. And I just had some fun with it. I'm over there with you. I'm waiting. Get your thing up. If those bullets come flying your way, yeah. Yeah, there you go. And you protected a bunch of people behind you, like you tank proper. I'll tell you he's not gonna do. He's gonna protect you from dying, Ash. I'm gonna die because I'm out here for. Oh. Maybe I won't. Got his monkey ass. I swear this is all this rapping shit. I'm probably gonna get on a good one. And next time Grand Theft Auto 5 goes on sale for like $15.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we'll tear it up.
Oh, I don't even care about the multiplayer. I'm just gonna get it and go on rages, like just playing the game itself.
Yeah, I don't have anyone to play with.
Yeah, I don't care about the multiplayer. I mean, maybe I will, but no, I just mean it seems like that would be a fun game to actually scream and shit talk to. Hold on, there you go. You're good. We got you. But maybe not. I got a lot of other good time killers. Get back up there. Oh, I died. Yeah, I killed some people after I died. You guys go capitalize on it. Dude, there's 4 of them all dead. There's 4 of them dead, there's 5 of you guys alive. Yeah. I'm gonna come up with heals. Get your shield up if you, there you go, because that way I'm just saying what I mean is that, yeah. If you stay vigilant, there's too many of our front lines died. Okay, I'm trying, I don't know what I'm saying.
I tried to slide movement to the point, but it's too far to the left. I got hit by the ash. Okay,
we got it in though, we got it in.
Oh, damn it, I fell. Charge.
Oh, nice flame strike into the sand. Yeah, we have face cleaning in the teams. Good shit. Someone took hero damage, or gold, he got gold hero damage from me. I would have 5 golds if not for that. I'm right back, Pat. Well, I'll wait for it to come down. Let me see. I'll go. I got it. Oh, I might get there in time with him. Let me do this. She's not really the same viable, but I'll get there in time and do shit. Dude, I like Defense Matrix you in time. I'm 0 quota.
I don't know why they poke so far.
Yeah, it happens. Alright, I'm switching back. Actually, let's go. No, I'll practice my Sigma. fuck me. I'm trying to touch point the saw, but fuck, they fucked me up.
Tabletop RPG was like they had it on theirs. It was like a cyberpunk RPG, like boards and like other stuff mixed in.
I don't know. I have. Hold on. Oh, so I forgot what I was playing. Give me a sec. I have Shadowrun. Some of the Shadowrun.
That's it. Shadowrun. That's it.
Yeah, I have Shadowrun. I like Shadowrun. I have the 4th edition and I have the starter set. But I've never ran it ever. And I have a tactical game called Dead Zone. It's by the same people that make that something ball game, Death Ball or whatever game.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's actually a dope game. I just never got to play it. Dreadball, yes. Yes, it's the same combat system, only it's mercs instead of like the sport type environment. But yeah, I have everything to play that. But I have everything to play it for both factions. I've had it for years, but yeah. Dorian says I'm sure he'll know something relevant about this. I'll check it this way. Ah shit, I got nuked. I was being too stupid. Yeah, I have Dead Zone, Dorian. I had the box set and all that. And then I got a little chrome figure, and I don't have any expansions because I never played it. I'm the type of person that I learn best when somebody, like, when I see somebody do it and I see it all in motion, and then I read it afterwards. That's kind of my approach. Like even 4th edition, I showed up for encounters. I played, I let the DM kind of tell me like each step what I'm doing, and then after about 2 sessions, then I sit down and read the book and I'm like, okay, shit, I'm not getting nothing here, dude. This Reaper is raping me. Indie style. He got away too. He's gonna rape all you guys. He's behind y'all. Oh, he's back right there. I'm getting fucked up the butt and not in a good way. Couldn't do nothing with this shit. I didn't even know I was getting rid of this, so I just shoot. Yeah, Dorian says he plays Kings of War by that same game company. They put together an undead army. Yeah, they the same people who make Dreadball and Dead Zone. This ain't happening for me. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm just walking into shots. I'm not countering or playing. Someone on our team's getting kills though. Half their team was dead right now. But I'm a little more cautious as I run in. Why is there more shooting from back there? I can't. There we go. Son of a fucking bitch. Yeah, that's a bad one. I might be down, Dorian. I haven't thought about learning Dreadball because I know it's the same system, and every so often workers gets their little Dreadball group going.
Star Wars RPG, I have a modular encounter that incorporates like speeder bike races, but like I haven't seen a scenario for like any of the other like sporting events or whatever. Star Wars like pod racing.
I'll double check in my closet, but if you're interested in Shadowrun, I have the 4th edition stuff. I have the starter box, and I have the free game day 4th edition starter free game they gave out. If you want to borrow that stuff, yeah. If you want to borrow that stuff, like if you want to run it, by all means.
I feel like it might be a good like warm up for Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, honestly, okay, I'll tell you this. Shadowrun's my favorite, which is of the cyberpunk genres. Like, which cyberpunk purists claim it's not a cyberpunk because it's got fantasy elements. But the thing about Shadowrun is it's complicated. That's what turned me off to it. That's what made me want to go to World of Darkness for RPG purposes. Like, I want to go to World of Darkness because they're D10 systems, there's like a bunch of limited stats, it's more focused on storytelling. Because like I said, the issue I have with 4th edition is I actually really, D&D, is I actually really like 4th edition a lot, But I found the problem I had for my party personally was the role players versus the tactical metagamers. And there were few people who could be both. So what would happen is some people would be completely useless in the role-playing elements, which are super important to D&D, but then when the combat would come in, which was super important to 4th edition in particular, the role players, their characters, if I scaled the battle in such a way to keep up with the stronger characters, I would wipe the weaker characters. And the problem was that the party was so mixed. And part of that was too, though, is that, like, you know, I know my YouTube saves all my videos, but I'm like, Mark's watch, sorry, but Mark always wants to turn everything into a super party. So he kept inviting people, I just rented everything, inviting people. And that's where I got salty to understanding that a group should maybe only be 5 or 6 people. That's when I started to understand, by having parties at points that were like 8, 9 people I was DMing over, I started to learn maybe you limit the source material, not because you're being a stickler or a dickhead, but because if you get different people in different directions who want to take advantage of the system in different ways, they can break your game. They can break your game. You're giving them the options to really sit down and break your game. And also as a DM, I learned I was overcomplicating things for myself. If I don't put these mechanics in, I don't have to learn them. And I can simply just tell my party that. Why don't we do that? Because like Mark would be the one. Why don't we have that? Because I don't want to fucking learn that, dude. Because I don't want to incorporate that. Because I got enough shit going on. Like, yeah, I'm aware that exists. I know that's there. This is my table. I don't power trip as a DM, but I don't want to run that. That's why when I teach people clicks, I try to tell people you need to show them commons and uncommons in simple pieces. Not be like, isn't this super rare? He's cool. He does all this stuff. They can't appreciate that. They're brand new. You're showing them this piece that they don't understand is rare, that is special, and you're showing it to them like it's a standard. I think I kept you alive. Yeah.
It won't learn value.
Yeah, yes. So they have no fucking concept. So they come in with the fucking complete skewed. That's why I don't like the way Joe teaches clicks. I think that when you teach clicks, you should only use commons and uncommons. You should avoid any wonky effects, any wonky things, because you want people to know what's the standard. So when they see a super rare piece, or a piece, not even super rare, when they see a piece that's economical, or they see a piece that's strong, they understand it's strong. Not just, hey, there's this piece, and yeah, that piece is the win piece. We need that piece. That's why a lot of meta players fade out of Magic the Gathering and clicks in different games, because they learn the meta chase. They don't necessarily, they learn the game, what's important to them, I guess. But there's elements that are lost. How do I explain it? There's just elements and nuances that are lost. I genuinely like clicks, and as someone who genuinely likes clicks, I don't think you should introduce people to things that have the other.
Not to mention, like, a lot of special powers are going to do things related to the existing standard power. If they don't understand the standard version,
exactly.
Understand this
exactly.
You know, new version.
That's why both
even
people
if it
should.
Doesn't say power, like this grants you. I don't know, it's like class.
If both, I'll tell you this. If watch out for Dai. If both people are playing commons and uncommons, especially if beginners, and they're playing only commons and uncommons versus each other, fast forces we can throw in too, they'll feel powerful. They'll feel powerful, their characters will feel unique. I got killed.
And they'll feel like they put something together and
sure.
It into position.
Yeah. Let me get in there. Dorian system stuff I want to first play with you. I'm trying to get into click. But let me get into this first. I'm going to try to heal. I showed too late. I'm falling back. Oh no, is the Reaper there? He touched it. I'm going to touch it in case. I got out of there. But I got an ult.
But yeah, like, I suppose the same is true for like video games like this as well. Strictly tabletop, like
Yeah.
to understand the nuances of a special character power, you have to understand the roles that that character plays, or rather, what they're supposed to do.
Well, completely honest, it's all Dunning-Kruger. I always go back to Dunning-Kruger effect, not because it's easy, but the in-app don't know they're in-app. So, like, yeah, and that goes to everything. Yeah.
That they're doing it right.
Yeah, so they don't know. So they have no scale to go off of. You got me, I kept transforming them. I got kill beating them again. They're gonna take this. They're gonna take this round. I'll bring it back next round. Yeah. Oh, no, Dorian was just saying, I remember when you first got him clicks and how silly you felt first learning versus once you realized it. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of things, though. But you have to spend time with it. That's why I get mad at, like, I get mad at Mark and I get mad at other gamers when I would beat them or things would happen and that they would, like, start to get salty. That I'm like, motherfucker, I'm always playing this. Like I'm here, like especially when Sarah worked at Burgers, like there were Saturdays that I was there playing clicks from 3 till like 1, sometimes, you know, past that. But it was almost always common I was playing clicks till about 1. You know, and I did that for a few years. And everyone else would be like, you want to play this board game now? No. You'll play this? No, because I was learning clicks. I was sitting there saying nuances, and it's like, so you mean to tell me that you think you should be able to fucking beat me or to hold your own against me because you play once a week? Oh, did I get him? I don't think I did. I think he ported. Yeah, he ported. But that you think you should give me? I put time into this. And you're just here farting out shit. Hold on, did I get him? No, I didn't. I'm trying so hard to boot people off. They got me. Now I can speak right.
It's tempting on this.
What I was going to say was that, no, it's that I put time and I put practice and I put effort in understanding my tactics, trying to understand this game, and then I put hours in rolling the dice and seeing what the figures actually tell me and how it goes down. And so you're now playing your one game like you play maybe once every 2 weeks or so, and you're pissed off. Yeah, you're pissed off of kicking your ass. The guy who plays this game on a regular, and then, like, I don't know what to do with that, so I sit there and be like, okay, whatever.
More importantly, like, or maybe not necessarily, but
watch out, guys. We can't go in that way. We can't go in that tunnel. That little hall, we blew it up. We blew the spot up too much.
I was gonna say, in addition to that, like, you in that off time when they're at home thinking about what team they want to build, they think they see the strategy, they think they see what's gonna happen with that team.
But that's still Dunning-Kruger. It's all like I said.
Yeah,
but it's still all Dunning. It's still all Dunning-Kruger. It's still all they're too inept to know better. But that's what taught me, and I'm not gonna lie, and I approach this with a lot of things, and I really do approach a lot of conversations with a lot of people this way. This is why I don't tell everybody everything. I actually understand the nuances of wisdom and knowledge and people not being ready to handle the truth. You know, and I used to think that was a cop. I fucked this all in back though. Tuesday Drew Jargon. I used to think that was a cop out. When I watch stuff and they'd be like, "You're not ready for the truth. You're not ready for it." I realized as I've gotten older, no, that's completely true. There's a plethora of knowledge, and if the wisdom isn't there, which the wisdom is emotional intelligence, then those people may not be ready for that knowledge. They may hear it and it may go over their head, or even worse, which is more common, they may hear it and they may take it out of context and misconstrue it and use it for their own manipulative means and gains, and they're actually using the information and the knowledge wrong. It's still self-serving. And so that's a whole other step to it. And that's something I've it took me a long time. And it wasn't psychology that got me to that point. That was actually occultism. It was occultism and magic that helped me understand that about people not being ready for knowledge, or not being ready for certain knowledges.
And sometimes there's only so much that someone can attempt to explain. Like it can't measure up to like the actual experience itself.
I don't know. I think you're wrong right there. I think you're loaded. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna cut you off because the experience itself is loaded. The experience itself is loaded. You've already made a whole big old like jump of conclusion to something else, of a qualifier, of a nature of something, of how something has to be in order for the knowledge to be ascertained, and that's already an ignorant statement. It's just, it is what it is. That's one of your biggest things, is that you draw. I've told you this before though in the past. You draw too many conclusions. Even when you're not attempting to draw conclusions, you make conclusions which are the gateways into the next ideas or thoughts. And those next gateways are only contingent if those conclusions stand. But those conclusions don't stand because some people experience things and the knowledge, the wisdom or the knowledge of the lesson goes over their head. Some people experience something and they both take completely different wisdom and completely different knowledge from the same situation, and it's valid. So in order for it to be that way, it would mean that experience has to be completely singular and it has to be understood in a certain dynamic. And should we experience something under certain conditions and certain premises, we'd all perceive it the same way. And that's what makes it really loaded, is that that's not the nature of anything. Like it has, in philosophy, what they taught me was that one of the biggest things was that the more pieces you give something, the less, especially metaphysics, the less likely it's true. So you want to remove as many pieces as you can, because the more you give it, the more steps something has, the more it can complicate. Those are each pieces of positions that can go wrong, if that makes sense.
Like it distracts from.
No, it doesn't distract. What I mean is that if there's 10 steps, then that means that in between every step has to occur. So for step 3 to happen, step 2 has to happen, and in between step 2 and step 3, there's a half step there. And so for all 7 of those things to happen, we're 10 steps. For all those things to happen, really about 20 things to occur, and those 20 things actually can be broken down into even smaller quadrants. And so for every step, there's a complication, there's a problem. Each step is actually a problem within itself. So each piece you add, each thing you complicate something, means that there's more that can go wrong. Does that make sense? You know what? Okay, and where philosophy and science meet, you know what Occam's razor is, right? The simplest explanation is most likely the best. Occam's razor is in play. That's always in play, because you don't want to become a conspiracy theorist. And what I mean by conspiracy theorists is that conspiracy theorists, they confuse themselves into thinking that their emotions and their thoughts are they confuse that their emotional beliefs are thought out logic. They've confused themselves into thinking one primary function is the other function. And that's why they're very hard to refute, because they're full of Well, what if? Well, if it's that, if it's this and this, if it's, and they confuse themselves into thinking that they're critically thinking, and they're not critically thinking, they're still just going off emotions, because those what ifs and those metaphoricals, they're emotions and feelings. They're not logical thoughts, you know, and those are, like, that's why, like I said, this is why I like psychology, though. Like, there's all these little loopholes and trap holes and different things that occur in the mind, and that's what the real nihilism is in philosophy, is that you have to understand you're consistently subjected to this and you must overcome it. Like, and every day you must overcome it. And it's not that I conquer nihilism. No, every day you conquer nihilism. And every day you can resubmit to nihilism. There we go. And I do like metaphysics a lot. And I do believe, like, I believe we manifest the metaphysical. I believe we do manifest our thoughts into materialization, into some concept, which is like why I would say I don't believe in positive thoughts, but I don't fall into that self-deprecating, fucking cynical bullshit, because it doesn't win. Like, as a fighter, it doesn't win. It's just a mask. It's a mask to pretend you don't believe in shit, because you don't gotta put yourself out there. And if you don't gotta put yourself out there, then you never gotta pretend you lost, but you never really win either. And for simpletons, most simpletons, they don't see through it. But a lot of other people, they do. There's just no point in calling it out. Because why call out nihilism? Fuck, I'm back. Hold on, I can hear you over console shit.
Going back to what you said before, so you said something like that feeling that someone gets upon, like
thoughts versus feelings?
Yeah, I'm trying to contemplate it, whatever it is, like
okay.
that feeling that serves as like a confirmation in their head and their mind.
It goes like this. Okay, so let me go back to it because I rambled a lot there. What I'll say is that it goes like this. For conspiracy theorists and people like that in particular, it's easier for them to fathom what their imagination makes up, and what sits with their worldview versus what is actually the truth. And the truth doesn't sit that well with us. Sometimes the truth is too boring. Sometimes these conspiracy theories are true. Sometimes, but not always, and not usually likely. That's one big problem conspiracy theorists have, is that they believe all their conspiracies are true. And
with no need to challenge it.
Yeah. Well, no. What it should tell you, fuck it, challenging it. What it should tell you is that most things that are truthful don't sit well with them. They have a hard time perceiving reality for what it is. And the aspect of it is that conspiracy theorists, they enable themselves in weird ways. And what I mean by that is that everybody's disagreeing with me, so I must be on to something. If I wasn't on to something, why would they all be disagreeing with me? They're all disagreeing with you because you're wrong. Well, why are they all looking at me like I'm crazy? Because you're acting crazy, man. Like, they're not just like sometimes when you fucking are wrong, you're wrong. Sometimes when you're fucking crazy, you're fucking crazy. And just because you have opposition doesn't mean you have validity. So just because we fucking arrested Ted Bundy and fucking executed him, that doesn't mean we did it because Ted Bundy was right about some shit and he was too dangerous. Like, no, dude. You know, but you can't argue with that. You can't convince them of that otherwise. That's why I don't believe in, I didn't believe in, like, the deplatforming of, like, Alex Jones when they took him off of YouTube. Because the last thing you want to do is deplatform a conspiracy theorist. Because then they feel like, again, they're valid. They're shutting us up. because we're right. Why else would they take us off? They took us off because we're telling the truth. It could be they kick you off because you're telling harmful ideas that are clouding up the truth and you're hurting people. You know, especially in the case of Alex Jones and Sandy Hook scenes. I mean, that even though I said I wasn't for the deplatforming him, I understand why they did. It's like, well, because your things are hurting people and you're perpetuating a lot of lies. And maybe sociologically speaking, we have a lot of violence issues, a lot of gun issues, and a lot of things we should talk about. And to start to lie about mass shootings and things and to marginalize them into it's a conspiracy to take our guns away is pretty fucking dangerous and harmful, and it might even be like a white privilege kind of thing and a delusion, you know? Like I don't know, I ramble a lot, but there's a lot, dude. There's a lot.
But outside of that, let's say outside of that, like sociological arena, there's this effect that's happening, like what you described before, about
well, let's try to kill this echo. Okay, go on, she killed me.
Someone feeling like, oh, they must be onto something, because why else would someone want to shut down this thought or whatever that conflicts with?
Well,
I don't know, either their own thought, their own agenda,
I think there's a lot to it. Well, again, politics is complicated and business is complicated. There's a lot of complicated nuances, and that's something we don't talk about, that it's not fucking cut and dry and it's like, yeah, this is this and this is that. There's a lot of payouts and a lot of money funnels. There's a lot of shit going on. I mean, and like Dorian said that in the thing that it's a fun rabbit hole to go down. I completely agree, but I think that there's a level of emotional maturity that goes with it. And if fucking, I know Juan's here, but
to understand it, or to take on.
No, to be able to handle it. Okay, I'll tell you this. Here's the best way I can break it down to. I can break it down to something material, to drugs. I know people who could handle drugs, and I know people who couldn't handle drugs. That's why I'm not a ban all drug people. I knew people who could be functional meth addicts. I knew people who could do cocaine or whatever casually and be cool. I mean, fuck. My functional drug is real funny, is that I'm psychedelics. You could give me fucking acid or you could give me fucking mushrooms and I could be sitting here talking to someone, and I'll tell you about that. And I also believe drugs cover our personality. I could be sitting here and the walls could be breathing and they could be melting and there could be fucking weird fucking lava monsters coming behind you to fucking eat you, and I'd fucking sit there and maintain face and be cool. Like for me, psychedelics I can do whenever. But
you can cross that threshold.
But I've known people that they can't handle their alcohol. Like fuck, I use drugs right now. They can't handle their alcohol. They can't drink, dude. I know people that they can't handle. That's why I'm not against weed. I think everyone, for the most part, I know people who can't handle their weed. That's why when you meet people, they go, "Oh, it makes me too paranoid. It makes me this and that." It's like, no, man, those are your thoughts, dude. Like, no offense, like, oh shit, did I leave the jabber? I'm gonna check this out. Oh no, I didn't, but I'm gonna get that. We can't hear Juan again. I bet he's talking. Okay. Yeah. As I say,
no, you even said to me once to recommend a psychedelic drug like LSD or anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's because I would not have like the internal integrity to cross that threshold to enter that state and know what to do with it and know how to. But that's just me guessing.
I like psychedelics because everything crumbles. What psychedelics do is they dissolve your ego, which is funny because that's the funniest thing is that I know I seem like an ego-based character, but at the same time, the drugs and the things I like, kind of like how I say about hard video games. Hard video games directly challenge your ego. Fucking the things I like, they challenge kind of that self. And what happens is everything kind of disintegrates around you. Your ego, your perceptions, your emotional barriers. And what a bad trip is a bad trip is a lot of psychological baggage you don't deal with, essentially haunting you. And the trick is to learn to run with the bad trips. Weed-wise, I chase the weed trips that are supposed to be bad, the ones that are supposed to freak you out. Because then when they're freaking me out, there's things I can learn about them. And psychedelics.
That's what I like about sativa. Like it puts you in that like kind of paranoid state. It gets you thinking outside of your normal realm of thought.
Yeah.
It kind of forces you into a position that is outside of your own bubble, outside of the ideas that you would either take on or reject when in your own safety bubble. I'm phrasing it very poorly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the idea. Is that so? Like anything that I'll tell you the truth, almost anything that makes you comfortable in this world, there's a good chance that that's evil. And almost anything that makes you uncomfortable, there's a good chance to some extent that there's some usefulness to that. And that's something that does occur with different drugs and things like that, is that you can learn a lot from psychedelics. Alcohol will fuck you up. I mean, I drink a lot. And so, but alcohol will mess you up. And even Nietzsche talked about that. Because alcohol reaffirms the ego. And that's a big thing about Western drugs versus other drugs, is that Western drugs, they reaffirm the ego or they numb you. And then you look at America, and America's full of fucking alcoholic fucking pill poppers, And America's so full of pill poppers that we got pill poppers of every variety. We got people who take pills to numb them from their physical pain. We got people who take pills to numb them from their existential pain. Only we don't call it existential pain, we call it anxiety. Like westernized medicine and westernized drug culture is all about avoidance. Like that's really why I troll and shit. Like I'm really not being a fucking dickhead, arrogant dickhead about shit. I'm actually like, people are fucking hedonistic fuckers, and they're fucking victims of their own devices. Like I can't feel for them in the aspect of that. It's not me being like I'm better than you. It's going, no man, well, because all you guys do is run from fucking pain. You run from pain, and you don't wonder why you fucking don't grow or why you don't advance.
Does this fall along what you described as like your sense of empathy, like not providing like sort of like the easy explanation or the easy way out, but rather acting in a way that's gonna expose that person to the hard lesson?
To some extent, yeah. But at the same time too, well, I think in being real. Like, I mean, I'm not out to educate the world. I'm really not. Maybe when I was younger and I was more punk rock preachy like that. For me, it's more about like what Bruce Lee talked about, the nature of honest expression and to be honest to oneself. And if that means I pick a fight with somebody or I talk shit, I'd rather be real. I'd rather hurt feelings than be real than fucking be full of shit.
Fake,
yeah, and that's a big part about punk rock for me, is that like outside of the other shit I talk about, is being real like that. Being like, nah man, that's what fuck it is. You don't gotta be like, fuck you in everyone's face, but what fuck you really is nah, fuck it, that's bullshit. I know that's bullshit, or I know that's this. That's why I snap on Mark sometimes. Because I know Mark's like a misogynistic, like kind of white guy like that. Like he really is. He's not joking like that. And I'm not that way. Like just because I have, like, that's my thing. Just because I have a dark sense of humor, it's just that. It's a dark sense of humor. If you have fucking dark fucking beliefs, you don't get to cover it up and go, well, I've got a dark sense of humor. No, you are that sexist. No, you are that racist. No, you are that fucking...
It's a cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out to fucking wear a mask, to publicly be a fucking ignorant shithead, and pretend you're not. That's why I'm selective on who I dark humor with on certain things. I'm selective on who certain things are. That's why when Mark went that route, I was like, no, fuck you, dude. Because I know if people were to comment and go, oh, yeah, what's wrong with these women? Or, oh, what's wrong with that? I know that he would have been like, oh, yeah, no. And it's like, no, dude, I'm not down with that. Like, I'm not down with that shit. I played a punk ska band, dude. I fucking been in real fights with Nazis. Like, fuck all this other fucking bullshit. Like, I've gotten in those fist fights. I lived that fucking life. Like, before everyone on the internet was doing it as a fucking political play.
So does that touch on? Would that be classified under like behaviorism? Or is it sort of that observation? Of
well, everything's behaviors. Anything you can observe is behaviors. So if you can observe it, behaviorism is anything that's material or observable. So if somebody yells at you, everything that can, and all, okay, how do I explain that? I died with you. Behaviors are all observable. There are such thing as non-observable behaviors, which are called covert behaviors, like thoughts. Thoughts are covert behaviors, but it's a violation of behaviorism, and like especially applied behavior analysis. It's a violation to speculate on covert behaviors. So you can't speculate on what you think someone was thinking. And I completely agree with this. And this is an approach. Like I could tell you right now, like, so like if you were doing behaviors, Pat, I tell you, you would have a hard time. The reason you'd have a hard time is because like when you have to observe somebody. So say somebody, I'm going to use the first term, say somebody lost their shit, they got pissed off, and they started smashing shit up. You can't write, they got mad. That doesn't mean anything. You can't write, they got angry. You have to write, the other person did this, then the client clenched their fist, they made a scowl, they raised their fist, they swung, they hit this person, they did this and that. But all those are physical descriptions. Yes. You cannot write, because especially when dealing with special needs people who are emotionally disturbed in a bunch of different things, you don't know that they got mad. They might have actually gotten happy. They might have gotten scared. They might have gotten a slew of other fucking things. So to be like they got mad, we don't know that. We don't know that they got mad. We just
to do so would like bring the principle.
Yes, and that's where I think that's why I said where I think you'd have a hard time is that I think you assume too much on motive and too much on reason and too much on other parts, and so it's too loaded. Like I'll say this, in the realm of wanting to have conversations about metaphoricals, it's hard because you've already funneled it without knowing you funneled it into about 4 or 5 different things, and you're like, well. And that's why usually I'm like, we got to remove this barrier, and then we got to remove that barrier. It's hard to do that. They took my philosophy classes to teach me that. That didn't come naturally to me. That was something I learned in arguing in philosophy classes with other philosophy students and having a professor. And that was probably the hardest part of my first 2 years of philosophy. Was that? Because I mean, I completed 116 units at the community college level. You only need 60 to graduate. My math was just subpar. But I took criminology, I took psychology, I took almost every philosophy class they had. I took almost every political science class they had. I had classes in music business and music promotion. I had classes in pop songwriting. And then I had a bunch of physical education because I wrestled for Cypress College. That's how I started going there. good, all good. It was hard. It was hard, like, doing that stuff. And then when you learn it all, it's pretty fun, though. It can be fun. I mean, it can be in different ways. I don't explain it that, like, educated circles versus non-educated circles get interesting. Like, I sit somewhere, like, for lack of better terms, dude, I'm a rogue. And what I mean by that is that, like, I'm more quick-witted, but a lot of my close, like, long-term friends, I mean friends I've had for, like, 10 years or more, like some of them close to 20 years, they're all super educated. Like, I have a lot of friends that are, like, career college students. And, they're the people I really like to fucking fight and argue fucking metaphoricals and shit with that. Because I know I'm out of my fucking league. I'm just out of my fucking depth.
I think one of the things that I do that lends to that that flaw of thinking based on thinking that I know what's going on, you know, covertly. I try to finish people's sentences like as if I know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I interject with people too much.
Well,
and there's a discipline that has to come before you can really
as a nice tool, I mean, not a nice tool. As a tool, there's no nice way to say it. I was like I say, as a tool, but there's no way to say it. But the best way I can explain it is this: were you very socially successful in high school? Probably not.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So with that said and done, you should know that you have no fucking idea what other people are thinking, generally speaking, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What I'm just trying to tell you is that you should have the revelation of that. If you've had a hard time fitting in and you've had a hard time belonging, then you probably, part of that is you don't necessarily know what other people are thinking typically or experiencing. So don't try to. It won't make you a bad person either. It'll make you more real of, don't try to. It's okay to, like, say, I don't get it. I get it. I don't get it. And that'll help you out, man. That's what I do on certain elements of sympathy and shit. That's why I'm like, don't ask. That's why I say it. I'm joking, but it's a nice say when I go, don't ask me, man. I'm a sociopath. When I'm saying that shit, I'm really saying, I'm not the one to relate on this, and I don't want to disrespect you. Like,
when all is said and done, though, I would rather feel uncomfortable about myself and realizing it's something to work on and improve on than just kind of continue in this behavior that I wouldn't want, you know, someone else.
But
you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want.
But you got to think about the middle
thing.
ground. You got to think about your friends. Which with your friends, by all means, be yourself. Like, be that person. But with other people, especially outside of people who aren't your friends, you gotta understand you're subjecting them to levels of where they might be uncomfortable by the nature of certain things and you don't mean to be. And that's more like what I'm trying to point out to you. I'm not trying to say like others are. By all means, with your friends, you should be. Chris Rock talked about that. He talked about one of the things was he said, I've told you about this before. He said one of the problems with PC culture, modern PC culture, which you have to understand because he's part of original PC culture, the first 90s wave, was that he goes, ignorance is part of the journey to being like knowledgeable. He goes, and you can't even be innocently ignorant no more. And the example he used was back in the day, maybe you'd be like, hey, this kid said this and this, and you're like a kid says, this kid said this and this, and you go, which kid? He goes, and this kid goes, that black kid over there. And he goes, and then all the other friends who are kids go, hey man, you can't do that. You can't tell him he's a black kid like that. You can't call him that. And the kid doesn't know. He goes, and everybody laughs, and he goes, why not? Because it's not cool. Because we don't talk about people that way. And as kids, they teach each other those kind of steps. They're innocently ignorant, but they're progressing in their way to not be ignorant so much no more. And that's something that's lost on a lot of people, especially when you point out things like white privilege. Okay, like yes, there's truth to white privilege. Yes, there's truth to white entitlement and shit like that. There is, but in pointing that shit out to white people, it's like you can only run that shit so long. You can only run it so long, in that should they acknowledge it, okay, it's acknowledged, and as it becomes a cultural acknowledgement. Okay, well now we have to build from here, because now we can't harp on it. Now we can't go that route. And that's somewhere where the like maturity's not there yet. So what I'm saying is, with your homies, be who you are with your homies, but just know with other people, sometimes it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. What are we doing over here? I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to get him off of you, but I don't know if I can. Alright, you're cool, you're cool. Watch out for that. Behind you, they're still there, dude. I moved them off. Thank you, guys.
I think there was a post that you made recently that said something along the lines of, like, one of the biggest steps to I don't know if it was getting better or to fix the problem. It's like
fight games that you suck. That's what it was. The fight games. It was that the biggest step. Yeah, is to where it comes. Yeah, well, that's something me and a homie at work, we talk about it. When I say a homie, my coworker Jesse, he's a little younger than my pops. He's the football coach for La Habra, and he like does their basketball and some other stuff, and he's been coaching for years. And me and Jesse, we actually get along pretty good. And one of the things that we talk about is that when people don't realize they're not hot shit, they don't realize they're not replaceable. And we mean it both in the athletic sense, but where it applies in the real world sense too. Is that, yeah, dude, like you gotta suck at shit. Like that's one of the biggest things is that he says that makes kids suck at sports now is that if they're not good at it right away, they quit. And that really is a terrible way to approach anything. It's just a terrible way to step into things. I wasn't good from the start, so I stopped because talent versus fucking skill, it measures out. There's documents, like there's enough data and knowledge to know that at certain levels, once you get to certain higher levels, which talent is being naturally good at something, skill is being learned. Once you get to certain levels, there's a balancing point. There is a legit, true blue fucking balancing point. And so it's terrible to be like, I'm not talented at this, I'm not talented at that. And you may find even what you're talented at, you don't fucking like. I'm better at this game than fucking fight games. I rather play fight games.
Yeah.
I still do both.
I think you described that to me in terms of Overwatch. Like once you put in enough time, it's truly.
Well, truth be told, I told you my older friends, like my long-term friends, like my friends I've had, like, well, you're a long-term friend, but I'm like my friends I've had like 10 plus years. Sometimes some of them don't joke. We're pushing close to 20 years. They're really intellectually intelligent, and I wish I were there. Like, and they tell me where I'm kinetically intelligent, my fighting and shit, but I ain't there. And that's my thing, is in recognizing that, is that I know I'm not anywhere near what they are, which is why they fascinate me, which is why they've been I for lack of better terms, if it was a comic book in my real life, and I've always said the character I want to be, which amongst a lot of those friends I am, I go, no, I want to be the action character in a super, and I've said you guys before, in a super cerebral story. It's actually a really intelligent story, and I'm actually the dumbass in the story, but I'm the dumbass everyone likes because I fight and do all the crazy shit, you know? Are you done then, Juan? Or are you gonna play more?
No, I'm done. Just close this thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll catch you guys later.
I'm gonna make another cocktail. But
See you later.
yeah, peace,
Say
dude.
happy birthday to Sarah from man.
Yeah.
What was that?
Say happy Mother's Day.
Oh, I did. She's right here on the couch sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys.
All right.
I'll be right back. I'll be back.
Cool.
Night, Pat.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Juan just told you Happy Mother's Day. He signed off.
You guys' first birthday.
Alright. You want to do this or you want to do some fight games?
Let's do some fight game. We haven't done, let's see, we could do cross tag team.
I'm down with cross tag. I want to do cross tag. That's what I was thinking. Let's do cross tag.
Yeah. Slav.
Jump on that shit. Alright, Dorian, if you're watching, we'll be back on in a second with cross tag.
Yeah, go send it in chat while it's loading.
Yeah.
Alright, so.